People always say, be humble, be humble, be humble, but they will never truly tell you what it means to be humble or how to be humble. And no, humility does not mean bending over and allowing people roll over you. Humility does not mean you do not stand up for yourself. Humility does not mean that you cannot speak up and defend yourself when the situation arises. It does not mean you will roll on the floor, you will lie down for people to walk over you, or you will prostrate every given moment. That is not what humility is all about. So today, let us discuss about humility. In your own mind, what do you think humility is all about? The Bible talks about humility. You know that is my go-to word, and I will always go there to bring out what the Bible says. In Philippians chapter 1, verses 2, 3, and 4 says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. What I gather here is this. Humility is you putting others first. No. It doesn't mean that you're going to neglect yourself or forget about yourself. No, it means that you will think about other people's feelings whenever you want to do something, whenever you want to carry out an action. You will ask yourself the question, how would this affect the other person? How would the person feel if I do this? That is humility. You do not measure humility based on status and how much money you have. Because if you do that, imagine you get to a point where you meet someone whose societal status, money, and background does not get to even half of who you are. Therefore, you will not be humble to that person. You're definitely going to be treating that person less than yourself. But if you see humility as treating another person like yourself, looking at another person like a creature of God, like someone who comes from the same author, from the same fabric, you are treating someone based on their humanity and not on their wealth, or not on what they have or what they represent, or not on their educational background, but on their humanity, on their person, on the fact that you and that person were both created by the same God. Then you will be humble. Before you do something, you will ask yourself, will this hurt the other person or not? Another way of looking at humility is that a humble person does not think less of himself, but think of himself less often. I'm going to say it again. A humble person does not think less of himself, but think of himself less often. The moment you think of yourself less often, you bring down pride. It means that the other times you're not thinking of yourself, you're thinking about others. You're thinking about their well-being. Now, not thinking more of yourself is you eradicating pride, okay? And not thinking less of yourself is you not belittling yourself. It's not looking at yourself less of a person. There is a thin line between humility and low self-esteem. The moment you start looking down on yourself, thinking that that's humility, you have low self-esteem, and you are humiliating yourself. They are brothers. If you're having low self-esteem, you will be humiliating yourself, thinking that you are humble. So be very careful. Next time you think about, oh, am I a humble person? Am I being humble? Look at all of this analysis and see where you find yourself. And if you see that you're doing a lot, you see that you're not putting yourself out there, you're not fighting for yourself, you're not defending yourself, all in the name of humility, know that you are already derailing. You're already going to the path of humiliation. You're already going to the path of having a low self-esteem. Do not, yes, be humble. Do not think less of yourself, but think of yourself less often. I hope that is clear. Think about what I just said. Reflect on it.